Happy Wednesday! I'm here with Tim.
Howdy.
So I just finished telling Tim about what Wednesday is, why I started it, and we're relaxing, having a little Celsius, a little energy towards the long day. And I know most of my days are long, but you find a way to get through it. And one of the things I was talking about is my health journey, my physical health journey. And Tim is also a great person that he's a great resource, I should say, that has experience in this. And working out definitely helps get you through struggles. So as I was talking, sometimes these things evolve. I remember just Monday, I was super stressed because I had a big workload in front of me. Nothing like major. No one was dying or anything like that, but it was just so many tasks that whole Monday, and my traps were so tight. And I just went to the gym and I was working out, and I guess being in the zone, concentrating on something else, they start to relax, I start to feel better, and I got a pretty good night's sleep.
Yeah, I've found my sleep has improved drastically since I started working out, and when I'm working out consistently, I just go to sleep easier, without needing, to take melatonin or any chemicals like that. I can just fall asleep because I'm physically tired. I find, in my line of work and a lot of people's, we're not out there, busting our butts physically necessarily. So it's mentally draining sometimes, for sure. But that physical tiredness is sometimes like a necessary part of actually falling asleep. Yeah. Right. For your body to be tired. When my body's tired, I don't sit there staring at the ceiling. I go out. So, the harder you work out, the more likely that is. Right. to the general public. I'm not talking to the hardcore guys that are already working out every day. You're probably doing too much. I'm talking to 99% of people that going once a week would be a huge positive benefit. Right. For you. And I know even for me, the mind has to settle, because I sometimes go up and I'm on my bed and I'm still doing my work. But my work has to finish. I close that laptop, and then my mind is like, all right, now I can go into the state where I can go to sleep. Otherwise, I find myself thinking about, okay, did I do this? Is that done? And that checklist, that internal checklist is still going. So the mind is still racing, and getting awake and that exercise definitely relaxes the body. Yeah. Because that mental stress, and I know there's tons of people that talk about that all the time, and I've mentioned it, the mental part of our lives. And that's a constant ongoing battle, the negativity, the different things, and which is the reason I always try to do the Wednesday and be positive about something. So what is the good? How do you extract that? So I think there's actually a lot of people, I don't want to say there's studies because I haven't seen it or read it, but how they express that if you're fighting depression or sadness or loneliness, you get into a gym, you exercise, there's only positive benefits that come from it, Yeah. So with that being said, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about what you're doing here today, because it's Wednesday, happens to be Wednesday, but you're here at the coffee shop for what reason? Well, on Wednesdays, we have community tutoring here at Neat Coffee, which is basically, I come here, sometimes I have a whole team of tutors, other days it's just me. We're trying to build this up for the school year, but essentially it's free tutoring for the community. Some people will drop a donation or a tip, but it's not about that at all. If people want to do it, you can always schedule a house call. Today is just meant to be a resource for the community, because so many people that have reached out for my services, and times have been tough on a lot of people, and I hate to tell people hey, your kid is struggling, but you have to pay, right? And that's reality. That's any business, right? You go to the grocery store, they can't just give you all the food for free. Right. But what I decided is to take this one day a week and say, okay, this is the week where you know, I make the pledge to myself, I'm not turning any student away based on finances or anything else. I'm just going to make myself available. Again, sometimes I'm able to bring a team, and just have this here as a resource for the community. And I'm hoping to expand this so that for the school year there will be more nights like this where students can come in, because that's when, you know, people are going to have homework, tests are going to be coming up, there's going to be a lot more stuff.
People are away right now, vacationing, trying to squeeze that little time in with the family and so forth, so it's not as busy. But we've had a lot of people come in here, not only very thankful, but I've seen progress. I mean, I remember day one, a couple of the kids, I don't want to be here. And it was like, you know, it's a big turnaround when they see, okay, I'm getting something accomplished, I'm doing better, I'm succeeding. Yeah. And that's it. It's really a step in towards the success. And that's a win. Yeah. You know, and they build on that win, because I think you give them work or they go home and they do other stuff and then they come back and follow up, right?
Yeah, and in the summer it's kind of interesting because most students don't have work from their teachers. So a lot of it is enrichment work, right? Getting ready for the coming school year, and, you know, helping a kid do their homework is really easy if you know how to do the work because it's right there. When you're preparing for that upcoming school year, there's so much more that goes in, because there's the holes from the previous years, and then there's what's coming, and then there's balancing everything else. So during the school year, it's very cut and dry because they get work from their students. In the summer, it also lets me be a little more creative. And not be on that schedule of, oh, this needs to get done, this is due, this is due, this is due. Because sometimes those due dates pile up and it really makes it harder to go back and fill in those holes. Right. So that's what summer is a really great opportunity for. And like I said, it's an art. You know, if they come with placement tests and report cards and all that stuff and documentation, it's a lot easier to see exactly what you need and exactly what you need to work on. I just had a student that was in Florida for the summer with her dad just go back up to her mom's, and we actually completed, who lives in a different state, all of her state's requirements for three whole grade levels over the course of the summer. The previous the grade she just graduated, the grade before that, and the one she's going into. That's awesome. Now, I'm not promising that it's 100% gonna stick and be a mirror. That's a ton of material. Yeah. But this girl was so far behind, right? And now she's got a fighting, not just a fighting chance. She's almost on par, right? She's ready to pass the final for next year's class. Nice. Right? Not necessarily ace it, but she still has that whole school year to actually go through it. And she understands the concepts, the vocab, because so many students, they're trying to listen to the teacher, but the teacher might say a term that they don't understand. Maybe they were absent when they heard the word. Maybe it's just a struggle for them. Whatever it is, but you know, attention's a real thing. You lose your place for a second, and all of a sudden you don't understand what the teacher's saying. You miss a vocab word. Having that familiarity with it is a game changer. Like, I didn't come from like being Mr. Academia knows all things. It's like, yeah, you know, I got to Cornell, but like I did a lot of special ed before that and a lot of struggles. You know, my memory has never been the best. You know, Alzheimer's runs in my family, and that's been a real challenge for me. But having those unique challenges has forced me to come up with unique solutions, right? So in the summertime, a lot of these kids that, you know, we don't know what's going on. Yeah. It gives us that freedom, that opportunity to be a bit more open-ended. Yeah. And I've seen creativity in here, and I think exactly what you're talking about. During the school year, it's more of a pressure to get things done. Yeah. But here you can have fun. Yeah. And I know there's certain situations that you play around with them. It's like, all right, let's think about this situation, or you get into their personal lives and say, all right, well, do this. And
you might not have that during the school year because it's just such a rigid schedule that they have to follow, especially if they're falling behind.
Yeah.
But I love what you said, which is overcoming that challenge. And I think that that's the key that I'd like to focus on too, and have people take away. You know, if you're not where you're supposed to be in school, it's something that you can certainly overcome to get to your destination. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up and wish everyone a happy Wednesday, and thank Tim for being here and for doing all that he does.
Thanks for having me, Wayne. Happy Wednesday, guys.
Take care. See you next week.